Alright, so I thought I had my production schedule all planned out for February, but then the anonymous hacker known as 4chan came to my house and said, "Fuck your schedule, I Wanna Hug That Gator is out now." So I'm playing that. I've managed to avoid every single spoiler. All I know is it's in the same universe as Snoot Game. There's a gator, there's a new protagonist, and there's this Parasaurolophus named Mia that everybody on Twitter is down bad for. So I can't wait to see what happens. Alright, let me see options. Is there anything objectionable in this one? There is! Okay, you know what? I'm gonna turn that on because it'll surprise me when it shows up and it'll be funny. And then I can just censor it later. Okay, return. Okay, and start. September 4th. Year? 201st Millennium, 2023 BCE, I think? Wait a minute. How is it BC? Amid the arid heat of the morning sun of Volcadera Bluffs, I can't help but miss living in the more temperate weather of the Midwest. Summer sleeves are in style this year. That jacket's aroma block better be right. This suede thing is killing me. Well, at least it's guaranteed to start getting chillier in a few weeks. Besides, I'm sure to make an impression with this. Abercrombie and Flint is all the rage these days. Ooh! I sigh and lean back in the hard plastic seating of the metro. I'm on my way to my first day in a new school. Ordinarily, I'd just be glued to my phone on the trip, but there's too much on my mind right now. My folks' sitch requires us to move frequently, which gives me little time to fit in. Much like how a rolling stone gathers no moss, I could never make a friend I'd keep for longer than a year. Just a lot of promises to keep in touch that petered off within months. Admittedly, it's my fault in the end. But that's all going to change, starting today. I'm going into senior year now. It's my very last chance to prepare for the world ahead. Luckily for me, the cards are stacked in my favor. I feel around my backpack for my DSLR, till my fingers can absent-mindedly fiddle with the mode dial. St. Hammond High School is extremely well known for their artist curriculum. In other words, I'll be surrounded by people that share my interests. Even if it's a bit of a ride away. Okay, so he's an art major. Speaking of rides, I was hoping that my parents could drive me there today. By the time I was up, though, they already left for work. No big deal, I like the hustle and bustle of public transportation. I imagine I'm going to have to get used to this anyway. As time passes, my mind wanders to memories of previous schools. They all sucked. Hey, I need to make the most of the situation I'm in, not get all sad like this. I need to do something, like... take a selfie with the hobo next to me. I won't get stabbed. Get up and breathe, asterisk, in that fresh, asterisk, asterisk, city air, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Remain seated and do nothing wuss. Let's take a selfie with the hobo. I'm interrupted by the ding of the terminal board, and the car gradually starts coming to a stop. I step off the metro, heading out of the station as I follow a few other students heading towards the school. Oddly enough, I'm only seeing dinosaur students, not another human to be seen anywhere. Must be one of those dino-heavy regions. There's a lot of greenery here as well. You'd almost forget how close we are to a major city. The pathway leads to a stone bridge that goes over a small creek. As I walk across, I noticed other students meet in pairs and walk with each other. The air begins to fill with the sounds of laughter and stories of how their summer break went. Ah, there it is. The school peeks out over the trees ahead of me, as though inspecting and welcoming me inside. Wait. No, it does say inspecting, not expecting. St. Hammond High, my new home away from home for the next year. I stop to take a deep breath. The air here is crisp, reminding me of an old campground I went to back in elementary school. Once again, I'm handed an opportunity to make something of myself. I'm apprehensive but hopeful. It's my last shot at this, there's no going back. I take my first step onwards. Here we go again. Aw, shit. Here we go again. Oh shit, animation! Students mill about the front yard. This school is known for its heavily prioritized art programs. Over 2/3 of the graduates end up pursuing a career in the arts. And while half of them regret it from what I've read, there's still plenty that made it, right? It's also the management's claim to fame, with the facade on the front entrance being dominated by a vibrant mural. I got a good feeling about this place. A few students eyeball me as I continue walking in. Some friends whisper to each other, I just knew this jacket would pay off. The front doors are propped wide open, and I already feel the cool breeze inviting me in. Inside, it's a familiar yet brand new sight. I hadn't mentioned it yet, but this school is also unique for its student body. It's composed almost entirely of dinosaurs, all manner of saurian herbivores and otherwise. Scales, feathers, tails. Is that a tether? Wings, talons, and webbed hands. Not to even mention the colors. All vibrant enough to challenge the bright murals of the school outside. Hey, what the? That's Mandark and Dexter! Dozens of students march about, reconnecting with past friends and meeting new ones. Some anxiously glance at their schedules, checking every door as though they were numbered at random. I probably shouldn't be standing here staring. Whoa, is that a human? Uh-oh. I'm soon surrounded and overrun by a crowd of neon-colored teenagers. Clearly my jacket is working like a charm. Wow, he's like a life-size mannequin! He has a face, but he doesn't have a face. Hey, new kid. Is this what it's like to be popular? I really wasn't expecting it to happen this quickly. A few students are taking pictures with their phones. I even see some with sketchbook and pens in hand, rapidly scribbling on pages. Wow, a human! Are you like a foreign exchange student? In the chaos, I feel a few people touch my hands. Whoa, human skin feels weird. Jeez, a bit uncalled for. As flattering as this attention is, I ask them to back off a bit or go along with it. I'm gonna ask them to back off a little bit. The main character's clearly uncomfortable. It's not that bad. There's so much happening, and I don't want to be a party pooper. A few more people shout at me to get my attention. Hey, could you look over here for a side profile? Aw, man, yeah, this will be great reference material. Wait, I need to get a better look at his skin texture? Once again, I find myself frozen, only muttering quietly as I hastily try to follow their instructions. Eventually, all the Saurians take their photos and cock themselves out before dispersing back to their own friend groups. By the time I recover from the shock of the situation, the last one breaks off and I find myself seemingly all alone again. Oh, that was my chance to socialize. I blew it. You're a human, right? A Triceratops girl leans forward, scanning me up and down. This is it. Time to seal the deal and get a new friend. Yeah. Close enough. Hey, can I, get a selfie with you? It'd be great for one of my classes. Yeah, definitely. She puts an arm around my back for a shoulder hug while she poses dramatically. Maybe a bit too friendly. Big smile now. She takes the picture and checks it enthusiastically. So, I'm Inco. Huh? Oh, cool. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Oh. What's the photo for, by the way? She pauses, aloofly chewing some gum. My fashion design class. That jacket is ballin'. Ah. Thanks for the pic, hun. Well, I feel my shoulders sag as I take in the now sparse hallway around me. That must have been my 15 minutes of fame. I don't think it even lasted 15 minutes. But there's no way I've already blown it. I try to shake away the negative thoughts. Focus on the positive. For a brief moment, I was the talk of the school. Yeah. Click, click, click. The familiar sound draws my attention. I know what that is. At the end of a hall, there's someone kneeling. And with one of the latest camera models, if I'm not mistaken. Hey. The guy flinches. I flinch too. I hadn't meant to shout at him. The few students around me don't bat an eye at it, though. Oh, good lord, he's animated. Sorry about the yell. No, it's fine. I managed to get the shot that I wanted. The bespectacled boy, I think he's a parasaur, double-checks the camera's display and smiles. Yep, perfect. This'll be a fine print for the yearbook. Can I see? His grin seems to widen at my interest. Of course, here. He turns the display towards me, showing a shot of the hallway, and me as the focal point. Pretty good, right? I look a little closer and notice that I think it's a little out of focus. And dark. What do you have your f-stop set at? Ah, shit. He stops and glances up at me, pleasantly surprised to get a real answer. Yeah, I'm a bit of a photographer myself. I'm taking it as an elective, too. With Mr. Latican? Thinking back to my memorized class schedule, the name does sound familiar. Yep. Oh, snap, cool. We'll be classmates. Mr. Latican's busy, so he just teaches it for one period. He offers his hand out for a handshake. I'm Ben. Inco. Friend achieved. I'm actually new here. Kinda figured, being the only human student this year and all. St. Hammond isn't one of the more popular schools, but the staff put a lot of efforts into the arts program. Even the campus itself is designed like a living art piece, so if you ever need help... From the pause, I'm guessing he's offering some help. I wouldn't say no to a tour. A tour, you say? Well, I'm only going back to the principal's office, but I can point out some neat stuff along the way. He raises an eyebrow to himself in contemplation. Might be a good idea to meet the principal, too. He waves for me to follow him. What's their school mascot? It looked like a dude in a hat. Turns out he wasn't just an avid photographer like me, but also the school council president. And one of his priorities was taking photos for the school's yearbook, for the first day page. Every few minutes we'd pause so Ben could take a couple of shots, mainly of the students talking with each other. And while I would watch, I had considered helping him in some way. I mean, that camera looks amazing, and then there's all his extra lenses in the bag. I feel absolute elation to finally know someone that's into photography. And I really want to broach it, but Ben fills the air between us talking more about the school. Which is why we still go by the Feathertails, even though I think it's a tad distasteful. Dang, you're pretty good at this. Do you give these tours to all the new students? Not really, although it is something I've thought about a lot. Oh, hold that thought. Hey, Lenara. Oh, she's cool looking. Ben goes to greet a student putting up some intricate wall banners. Oh, hey, Ben. You have a good summer vacation? I did. Great work on the decorations, but they look even better than last year. Aw, thank you. What's all this for? She steps aside so I can fully view the banner that she just finished with. The Cultural Arts Club. We meet every Thursday after school and look at antique artwork. She'd initially looked past me to talk with Ben, but she gasps when she realizes. Hey, you're a human, right? No, he's a shaved chimpanzee. What do you think? Oh, that's a silly question. You should totally join. I just love human culture. There's this amazing set of ancient masks at my place from ancient Europe. I just adore them. Wow, that's impressive. I think you'd make a good curator. You know what? I probably would. After that club display during Spirit Week last year, I gotta agree. We spent weeks studying that tribe and weeks more practicing those dances. We also study and paint with those styles, like we're learning the techniques of the old masters. Hopefully, soon we can even get into sculpting, like those old Venus statues. We plan on getting one to look at sometime this year. What do you think? It'd be great if you could come. Hey, that'd be neat. What do you say, Inco? Maybe. I do love culture. Oh, that's great. Oh, listen. We have this old chieftain's dress we've had for ages. We just have to see what it looks like on the real thing. I'll think about it. No way. I'd sooner endure a second Impact event than wear something like that. Well, hey, nice to catch up, Lunara. We've got places to be. Take care. Bye! She waves us off and Ben continues leading me to the principal's office. Hey, Ben! Oh, hey, Michael. Listen, I can't talk now, but I'd love to catch up later, yeah? I'm floored. This guy seems to know just about everyone in school as much as they know him. Talk about being on top of things. Well, he's the class president. He points out a few minor landmarks in school and stops to greet a number of students happy to see him after the summer break. Man, sorry for having to stop so much. No way, I think it's cool you know everyone. If only it could be cool without making us late. He points out a few more minor landmarks in the school, eventually leading me to its biggest draw. The lockers? I already knew that this place was known for art, but wow. Just outside the administrative offices, the hallway is filled with wonderful pieces of work. Oh, that's what it is, all the stuff on the walls. Paintings line the walls, with name placards beneath detailing who the artists were, all created by alumni and attending students of the school. And this is the gala. All of these pieces have been featured in all kinds of articles and presentations. Whoa. I know, right? One moment. Ben turns to the nearest door and gives it a polite knock. Who is it? It's me, Principal Scalar. An oviraptor no older than her mid-30s exits the room, holding a steaming mug and sporting a tired smile. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning. Inco, this is our esteemed principal. Good morning, ma'am. Her eyes shoot wide, mid-sip of her coffee. Oh, I hadn't noticed. You would be Mr. Ganito, yes? Yes, but my name... How wonderful. Gone is the exhaustion on her face, instead replaced with a very wide smile. I'm so happy that you've chosen our school for your last year, Mr. Nitu. Ben, be sure to give him a thorough St. Hammond welcome, okay? I already was. If you ever need any assistance, my office is always open, Mr. Netu. Not to mention, the student council is also available for help. Isn't that right, Ben? Yes, Principal Scalar. Thank you, Principal Scalar. Oh, and Ben, a moment, please. But... The Parasaur is dragged into the office, leaving me alone in the school gala. Whatever they're saying, I can't hear over the ambient noise of the student body. Either way, it's probably not something that I'm meant to hear. I move a few feet away, out of earshot of the discussion inside. On the wall beside me is a framed panoramic landscape of the city, painted by hand. Damn! That's nice. Wow, I could practically use this thing as a map with how detailed it is. No wonder it's hanging up so predominantly by the principal's office. The gentle brushstrokes, the vibrant colors, the evening sun bouncing off each of the windows in the majestic scarlet sky enveloping the horizon, all of which combine together to give it a dreamscape feeling like it's an idealized vision of the city. It's beautiful. I've never been a big admirer of paintings, but I can't deny that this is a masterpiece. Only a teacher could have been able to express the scenic beauty of the city with this level of skill and passion. I withdraw my Cave-On Stone 60 from my bag, and with the compact lens I keep, I barely fit the entirety of the painting in frame for the shot. Checking the copy on my display, I realize I left out the title and artist of the piece. Tag says... Dreamscape Artist. O. Halford, 9th grade. First place... 201st Millennium 2020. A freshman did this? Jeez. Now that I look at the rest of the paintings, this is insane. It's all so much better than what I've made. Oh no! Is he one of those, I'm gonna do art, and then you get to an art college and you realize that everybody is way, 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 way far ahead of you? Almost all of the pieces are beautifully drawn. Acrylic, charcoal, pastel, and yet not even one photo. Hey Inco, I'm back. I'm a senior. How on earth am I meant to even start measuring up here? Inco? What's that sound? Ben nudges me back with the back of his hand as the commotion gets closer. Hey, watch it, jackass. Slow your roll, Leatherface. My leg! I watch as the, perpetuator, aggressor, aggregator, finally rounds the corner and comes barreling down the hallway, speeding right towards us. My instincts kick in and I stumble to the side to avoid the oncoming collision. For just a split second, I get a good look at my assailants. Every time it switches to animation, it's so fluid, damn. Okay, that's Olivia. She's in a wheelchair and she's very fast. Green scales, messy hair, and a faded purple hoodie. She propels herself forward with dexterous hands, spinning the large wheels on her. I only now notice that she's in a wheelchair. I didn't even know you could go that fast in one of those. She glances my way and her pupils lock onto mine. Her gray and gold eyes are marred by bags, like she hasn't slept in days. The girl's entire presence is ghost-like. And that expression, it's like she's looking straight through me. I'm sure she barely registers my existence, but I don't think I'll ever forget that face. Just as fast as she came, however. She's gone. As she leaves, I feel like a weight is lifted from my shoulders. At least until I trip directly into a glass case behind me. Oh good, it didn't break. If this was Enon, it would have shattered all over the place. He'd be in the hospital. Oof. Hey, watch it. Whoops. The pterosaur's hand robes the display carefully, his eyes filled with worry. You looking for something? Cracks. Usually when another student falls into them, there's some kind of crack or a scratch. I guess it's just a dino thing. You humans are lucky that you don't gotta sweat over this kind of stuff. That happen often? Often enough to drain school funds and repairs. That can't be good. Well, not to brag, but I make do. A vibrato chime echoes through the now empty hall. I freeze, tardy on the first day. Whoops. Sorry to run on like that. You should get going to your first class. Won't I need a tardy slip or something? Nah, it's the first day. The teachers are lenient. I'm fine either way, since, you know. One of the benefits of being class prez. What's your first period? Physical education. Ben sucks the air in through his teeth in a prolonged wince. You'll be fine. Gymnasium's down that-a-way. Don't, keep him waiting too long. I need to get going, too. Keep who waiting? I gotta go, bye! Whoa, he walks fast when he has somewhere to be. That reaction doesn't exactly instill confidence in me. I followed Ben's directions towards the school gymnasium. After all the earlier commotion, it's the first quiet moment to myself. Might as well take it to finally sort my thoughts. Let's see, what do I think of this place so far? It's certainly livelier than any of the other schools I've been to. Ever since I've stepped foot in here, everything has been so lively and everyone seems so exuberant. It makes me feel a little out of my depth, since I'm so used to the opposite. Here, people like that girl earlier are eager to share their hobbies almost without being prompted. Everywhere else I've been, people just kept to themselves, like they're only there because they have to be. It hits me. This school's art program attracts people. The students here don't have to be here, they're choosing to be here. That's why it's so active. Well, alright, what can I do with this information? It means I could probably be friends with anyone I want, right? Weird to say, but with everyone here sort of working with each other, there's bound to be an insane level of camaraderie, too. Maybe I won't even have to try. I'm almost at the gymnasium now, though, so I'll hold this thought for later. Gym class, where the boys are separated from the men and where people with Herculean physiques are able to show off their sculpted bodies. I begin to remember how much I dread going to PE. The innumerable bad experiences from past schools pale in comparison to the many skidded knees and broken glasses. Hopefully the school's PE is a lot less grueling. As I stand before the wooden double doors leading into the gym, I'm struck with how empty the area looks. That's followed by me catching the sound of physical activity coming from within the gym itself. Shoot, I really am late. Ben's earlier warning echoes in my head like a foreboding spirit. I peer through the small windows on the doors and see students standing shoulder to shoulder. Towering over them is a primate who I can only guess is our gym teacher, with his arms crossed and a scowl on his face. I hope I can get away with being tardy. As I walk into Jesus Christ. My first thought is how lucky I am to be alive. I don't even know what was thrown at me, but it might as well have been a cannonball. I spot the gym teacher, and even through his baseball cap, I can feel his stare of rage pierce my soul. Such intensity, and that ideal throwing form. It only missed by centimeters. That was a warning shot. What am I looking at? Is it Sasquatch? Know this and know it well, son. I have a policy. Each of my platoons gets one free miss from me a year. Oh my god, he's the soldier from Team Fortress 2, but an ape. And you just spent it. I shift my eyes to the students lined up next to him. They're so stiff with fear that I can tell what they're feeling. You got 3 seconds to lay it on the front of your squadron. Why in the great name of KV Drocket are you late? Well, He didn't even move. Hint taken, I shut my mouth. The simian scholar starts marching back and forth like a drill sergeant. Listen up, because I'm only saying this once. In this class, we operate on tough love. We learn from our mistakes, so you better pray to Raptor Jesus you don't forget them. Because if you do... With 3 monstrous steps, the coach closed the distance of 10 yards to tower over me. I will be very upset. It reflects poorly on all of us, and that is not something I will accept. So I would love to see you maggots succeed, but if you don't, I'll make it unforgettable. Am I understood? I nod my head in fear. Fan-frickin-tastic! Now then, join the rest of your ranks and stiffen up. Once I confirm that my bladder is intact, I shuffle over to where my colleagues stand. I feel them staring at me with anger, like I'm responsible for the coach's teaching style. What an appalling first impression to make. I should just quit and start over somewhere else while I still can. The teacher takes a second to glance over us, reminding himself of where he was before I had interrupted. A tent hut, maggots? You will all drop and give me 20 of the finest push-ups. Those guts best be an ant's fart off that pristine gym floor or else. With a violently loud blow of his whistle, the coach takes his position to show the proper technique. I hide my wince as my knees impact roughly on the ground. The real pain starts as I try to keep pace with everyone around me. My biceps and forearms threaten to splinter from the weight of my body and the speed of my jerky movements. I never realized just how badly out of shape I was. On your feet, you bipedal slugs! This guy, he ain't human. Some kind of primate, maybe? A close relative? I can feel my muscles hollering in pure agony as I force myself up from the gymnasium floor. By the time I'm back on my feet, my breathing is heavy and coming out in whistles. Now then, since it's only the first day of school, how about we have ourselves a good old game of dodgeball? Did he say dodgeball? Oh yeah, dodgeball time. What? I shoot a glance towards the overly enthusiastic dino next to me, who was absolutely elated by the prospect of the upcoming game. We only finished the warm-up and my muscles are already screaming. My knees shake, my lungs burn, and I'm so drenched in sweat that I'm sure I might need a shower after this. I really don't want to play dodgeball. Aren't we lucky? First day of school and we get to play a game. I don't do dodgeball. Why not? I'm not exactly... Alright, maggots, pick a side and keep the numbers even. This is a suicide match. And free for all, too. Damien, why don't you socialize by picking your teammates? Shades, you're on blue team. Wait, but why are there teams if it's a free-for-all? Alright, I'm going with the human dude. Before I can figure out the rules for this dodgeball game, the Dilophosaurus wraps an arm around my neck and brings me to his side of the field. Oh, and one last thing. His leer and tone frees me to the spot. What's the first rule? We only got one. Have fun? Gang up on the weakest one! Wait, what? In a matter of seconds, the gymnasium becomes a full-blown battleground. I do my best to dodge the oncoming flurry of red rubber spheres coming my way like bullets. I dive to the ground, avoiding the oncoming projectiles as they soar overhead and pelt my comrades. I hear the blows and the guttural groans of those who've already succumbed to the onslaught of inflated orbs. Combat crawling away from the fierce front, I entrench myself along the edge of the field in the hopes of being ignored. I cast my gaze to the rest of my allies and oh god, it's a full rout. So many bod. So, how's the first day of school treating you, bro? I look up to see the finned dino, the same pink Dilophosaurus who had dragged me to his side of the court, staring down at me and smiling. What do you think? I watch as he casually dodges an incoming ball before throwing his own. Name's Damien, by the way. Inco. Nice to meet you. You two, Chrome Dome and Frills. Who said that you had time to talk? Does my gymnasium look like a debate stage? I mean, maybe if we get some of those stands from the auditorium, maybe. I know a guy's uncle that could make a really classy podium. I look up at Damien with absolute bewilderment. What is this guy thinking? The coach looks like he's about to explode. Do not play smart with me, son. Keep your trap shut and eyes focused on the enemy. Damien just smiles and gives the coach a thumbs up, as if we weren't in the middle of an active war zone. You got it, Mr. Solly. That's Coach Solly to you. And what's the holdup, Shades? You're just making yourself an easy target on the floor. Get up and play to win. Alright, I guess it's my time to do something of worth. But I'm not exactly good at dodgeball. Oh, maybe I could do the whole blocking thing for everyone. That should hopefully make it so that everyone isn't peeved at me for wasting the warning shot. But here's where things change. I can totally turn this around. All is equal in the courts. A ball aimlessly rolls on the floor in front of me, calling out to be my ammunition. I somehow weave through 2 shots at me and pick up the ball. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. I'm on fire. There's no way I'm losing now. I grab onto the ball and start blocking any shot that so much as crosses our side of the field. Yeah, I'm doing great. Block 1. Block 2. Block 3. Now I'm really feeling it. I bet everyone's looking at me now. Any thought of playing the game suddenly left my mind like it was never there. Who cares? Doing this is more than enough. I can be the Hey, new guy. A new voice catches my attention. A Crimson Parasaurus. Think fast! What? Oh! That was the face. The floor is cold. Maybe I shouldn't have come here at all. A pair of extremely dirty sneakers enter my field of view. You gonna get up, Shades? No, I give up. Bonk.